Recently, I saw this particular video that was made by this guy who was going around looking for his own property to purchase that is in the range of 1.7 million. And he was saying that he come across many of the listings where the agents were not being very honest, where they listed starting from or view to offer prices. And there was also a situation when he asked the agent, what does your owner want? And the agent would then say, I actually do not know what the owner want, and if you like, you can make an offer and I will speak to the owner. So he was saying in this video, how could the agent not know what the owner wanted? How could you not know if you are selling that particular house? So I didn't finish the entire video, but I have my own experiences in this, and I can't speak for the other agents how they should answer, why they answer that way. But I think that from my end, having served a lot of owners on my end, there were a few particular occasions that we would use view to offer or use a starting from. The first is actually this group of owners who are very often not in Singapore, or they actually have multiple properties. So it is quite impossible for us to go to them asking every property what is the price you want, because bearing in mind not all the properties are on sale. Sometimes we are doing rental for these clients, so at any one time we could be marketing a couple of properties for them for rental, for sale, and out of a client we can have more than 10 listings, for example. So these owners in particular, very rarely we go to them to ask them how much do you want us to lease, because there are many occasions that they will say, Lawrence, give me the offer and give me the past transaction prices. Only when the offer comes in, they will only make consideration during that point of time, because all else, whatever marketing efforts that we do, what we do, how we bring buyers in is not critical to them. They only want to know what are the offers and what these prices are like. And in the past, when we were still using checkbooks, they will be saying that, Lawrence, give me the check. If there's no check, the offer is considered as no offer. So this is the first scenario that could happen in a way where we could only list an indicative price so that, at least we have a starting point. The second occasion is where we have a particular offer. Let's say, for instance, we have an offer of, let's say, 2 million, and the owner rejected it. After about 1 week, there was no movement from either the buyer or the seller. So there was no meeting point. And we do not really know what is the final price that the owner wants. Sometimes we really do not know. But we feel that an offer that is higher than our last offer would give us the opportunity to then use it to speak to the owner. So in this case, we may want to list it as a 2 million starting from. And we cannot put a cap to it, because we can tell the buyers who are coming to view the property, hey, I've got a last offer of 2 million. So whatever offer that you want to try, we could essentially try for you. But we could not put a cap to how much people want to try. So it is for the buyer's own discretion to decide whether they want to come in at 2.1 for the next offer, or 2.01, 2.05, 2.08. Of course, being the seller's agent, it is our interest to try to achieve the best possible for the seller. So this would be the second scenario. The third scenario is this. There are sellers who are in the midst of selling the property and also purchasing their property. And we may be on the end of receiving this instruction from the client that, Lawrence, I only want to sell the property when I find something that I like. Now, this is the real challenge, because it means that at the time that we issue the option to purchase to the buyer, at the very time, at that moment, we also have to get the option to purchase of the property that they like. Now, this is the challenging part, because you have to ensure that the unit is there, it is readily there, the price is also the right price, and the timing in terms of the exercise period, the completion period, and if let's say there's even a tenancy for the property that you are purchasing, or the owner wanted an extension of 1 to 3 months, let's say for instance, then you have to ensure that the timing as well as the price of both the purchase and the sale, everything flows in tandem, and it is what the clients want. So in this regard, right, sometimes for me personally, I will ask the owner, in the event that we do not find a unit that you like, what would be the price that you want to sell? Some of the owners would tell us, some of the owners would not tell us, because they want to time it in a way where the selling option and the purchasing option can be issued and obtained at the same time. Many a times, the prices move at different time frames. It depends on how much they like the unit, or how ready are these units that they like are available in the market. So I think that from this position as a seller's agent, having been through a few scenarios, I think that there are many times that as property agent, we also have to ensure that we are able to list the property, and we also want to do the marketing in an effective way. The fourth case was this particular case, which I just been through it recently. The owner did not know what was the price that she wanted, but yet she wanted the sale process to happen. So I asked her, what would be the price that you would reject without thinking? So this particular client say, okay, anything below 2.8 million, I will not consider. I said, okay, so can I start the marketing with 2.8 million? At least we can kickstart the entire process. She said, can. So on the very first day, I got an offer at 2.8, which subsequently went up to 2.82. She rejected it. So I went back to the buyer. I said, sorry, she wouldn't even take 2.82. And then at that instance, the buyer said, so how much does your owner want? I said she would be happy to walk away with 2.85, because that was the price that my owner told me. So I went back to the buyer. I said 2.85 would be the price that she'll be happy to walk away. The buyer didn't agree, so they went away, didn't make subsequent offer anymore. So during this time, we were still continuing with the marketing, and by now my price have been shifted from 2.8 to 2.82 already, because 2.82 was the last offer. Then because we were still looking for properties to buy, and subsequently the owner said, Lawrence, I am quite sure that I will not even take 2.85 anymore. So I said, so how much do you want to sell now? She still didn't have an answer. So I have to bring the price up to the starting price of 2.85, 2.86, because the seller doesn't even know how much she wanted. So I hope by sharing these examples, it gives a glimpse of what happens at the back end of a property agent's work when we are dealing with clients. There are just a lot of different kind of scenarios, and I've been in the trade for a number of years now, but I am still seeing new stuff coming out that is not the norm, and I think it's difficult to pinpoint why a particular agent or why agents want to do a certain way. Yeah, I hope this video helps. Bye bye.